skills pay the bills. Yeah, sounds cliche, and I love my little quotes, but if you have skills and you got a skill which the economy values, you're gone.
Boom, welcome back. We've got some new content today. My boy is So Ambitious Dumb. Like, you definitely need to subscribe to this guy's channel. Like, it's not a joke. He's got so much great content on there. Like, anything you can think about, this guy is a certified grinder, hustler. Also, we got my app launching August the 17th. Personalized online training plans, personalized meal plans, and little other things in there to help you, and a Facebook group that I'm gonna be constantly in there interacting with everyone. Let's get it. You're the finance man. This guy moved back here in 08.
07.
07. That's Dom, by the way. So Ambitious Dom on Instagram. If you ain't following him, do that ASAP. He's YouTube, do that ASAP. Like, everyone who's always in my comments, this is someone you really need to follow. Like, there's so much good content on his page. If you're not following, you're slipping.
Stop it, man.
He moved back in 07.
Yeah.
Dom was like the freshie, you get me? But he was from here originally, but he didn't want to come back. So what made you come back?
So I didn't want to come back. That's the thing. So was in Jamaica and went school there, primary school, secondary school, college. Was putting on events. You know when you're young and you're popular as well. And you've got your friends and your foundation friends. You've got you had a car, man, my Honda Civic, the red Honda Civic, and I was so excited, right? I was part of Antidote Entertainment, which was a team of guys that basically we just put on events, and I was loving it. So when my mom was like, "But you're born British, why don't you come back here, do a degree?" Them times I didn't care about doing a degree. I wanted to make music. Like, just make beats, produce and make beats, right? So I had no interest in coming back. But I did alright in college. I got, a decent grade in law and communication studies. And then I got accepted into Greenwich Uni. So I said, might as well just come back and just, see what I can make of this country. And I said, after 3 years, I will go back to Jamaica. So literally, as I'm finished uni, I get my degree just to make sure the mum's happy. You know what Afro-Caribbean families like. Become a lawyer, become a doctor, engineer, something. So I said, all right, after uni, I'm gonna just go back. Because all my friends are there. That's my network. I love home. So why am I gonna stay here? But then I ended up staying, broke up with my ex-girlfriend, who was like my first love as well. First love. And then started to go to some events, like your event, Insatiable. The old school City Love. Started to go to them parties, started to meet people, started to put myself out there, and eventually got a job. Was working at Zara in menswear in Croydon. And then I think I may have even met you there, I don't even know. And from there, I think the rest is history. I just started to network and put myself around people who were doing great things, either in their career, or it could be just really smart, or someone who I could, learn something from. And then I said, you know what, there's no point going back home, because you're going back home for the vibes, really. Because it's your comfort zone. You're going back home for the comfort zone. For the vibes. It was for the vibes. So I said, you know what, forget it. So I ended up.
You went to be on the beach, busting the log on.
Yeah, literally, and the willy bounce and them thing there. So I was just like, nah, let me just stay here. So I ended up going law school, and then I met one of my good friends, who's still my good friend now, Charisma. Shout out to Charisma. And she ended up getting me like an apprenticeship role at Channel 5. That's it. When I got into Channel 5, I said, all right, I'm in the corporate world now. I can make some money now. Ended up staying there for a little bit. Did an internship at another place called Accenture. And then met a director. And me and him, we got on like a house on fire. He was like one of them corporate city guys, but he was bachelor. He had his penthouse. He would go Ibiza all the time. And he just said to me, let's meet for lunch. Met for lunch. He offered me a role straight there. And it was 35k a year. This was years ago. So I was like, bro, I'm on. So then I realized that you have to network. And being able to network it will open you to new doors. So you know, there's loads of cliches like your network is your net worth, but there's a lot of truth in that, because just from knowing Charisma, meeting her at law school, generally, like being real with her, I didn't get on with everyone at law school, but generally just me and her were friends, innit? We had banter, we would help each other with notes, we got on. And then meeting Daniel Gabriel, who was an Australian guy, we didn't have much in common, but we both like windsurfing, that was it. We both like windsurfing and we both liked reggae music. He was Australian, but he just loved reggae. So we ended up just cracking joke at Accenture, and then, as I said, I went for an interview, but it was a matter of a 10-minute interview. I think just a matter of process and formality.
Yeah, formalities.
Gave me the job.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what made me stay. I realized, you know what, I enjoy contract management because I didn't become a lawyer. I enjoy contract management, and I know that I can set up a consultancy type business in this world.
That was like what, 2010, 11?
Yeah, so about 2011 to 13, I had to establish myself in like a career, and I managed to do that with contract management, full-time roles, work my way up.
Basically, to be a boss, you have to learn from bosses.
Literally. So
it's like, even though you was getting paid at work, it was like it was kind of like your apprenticeship to get to where you are now as a person.
Facts. So, you know, I don't know if you've ever heard of the 10,000 hour rule.
Yep. It's the same thing in sports.
Same thing in sports, yeah.
Same thing in sports.
Yeah.
You have to put in your 10,000 hours. Let's say that if you're trying to be a great shooter at basketball, you need to put in your 10,000 hours working in your form alone. It might even be shooting the same shot from the same spot over and over till you come. Yeah.
So I didn't know what I was doing because, as I said, I fell into contract and commercial management, which is basically managing a contract through its whole life cycle. Right? So in simple terms, literally, if Chizo is, you know, buying all of this gym equipment from, what's the name of one of these companies? ISO Lift, and they're supposed to supply you over a 5-year term all of these weights and, you know, make sure they maintain your equipment. I would basically manage that contract and make sure that they're sticking to their KPIs, their service, you know, all of the service performance and, you know, criteria, right? So I literally was just managing contracts. And then I realized that eventually you can make £400 a day, £500 a day, £600 a day. So I realized quite early on, probably in early 20s, that hang on, if I just understand the different methodologies, I get to meet, you know, project managers, and I learn more about the skill set, I can run my own consultancy. So that's where I'm at now.
So you had I remember you had this girl on Insta, what's her name?
Who's that?
Lala Ray. That one.
Okay, yeah.
I remember you was the one who showed me about a page, like when she was first building it, before she got to where she is now. And it seems like she's doing quite well. In the influencer field and that. So,
I'll jump on, but it's so hot, man.
Jump on, man. Pin presses. So how many similar kind of people have you got?
So here's the thing. So I've got more than one business. So similar to you, I've got a couple streams. So I've got Go Social Agency, which is a marketing agency, and she's got an e-commerce business which is selling hair essentially. So my team basically were managing her over a certain month period. It was like 4 months. We were managing her and like helping her fix the problems, helping her improve her ads, and then essentially monetize and like make a better return on her Facebook ad spend. So we helped her and set up the ads, and then after 4 months she was like, look, I'm making 8 times what I'm putting in. I'm gone now. So she ended up like bringing it in-house. So for those who don't know, I've got 2 consultancy businesses. One of them is for contract management and the other one is marketing. Very similar to you, I'm just hustling. But the thing is, it's not really hustling because I've spent 12 months to 18 months building each one. So all of the side hustles. So I've got the main. I always say the main is like it keeps the lights on. I always call the main, it keeps the lights on. So I don't know if that's events or PTing for you, but what keeps the lights on for me is the contract management consultancy. That keeps the lights on. And then Go Social now is like, all right, I want to buy some drip, I want to go on holiday, I'm gonna withdraw some dividends from that business, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then the cars and other little bits and bobs on the side is like rainy day. So I try and save that like as an emergency fund. But my main one that keeps the lights on is all for literally just keeping the lights on, and then investing in like an index fund, investing in property, and literally
S&P 500 and everything.
Yeah. So
that's basically like long-term money, not trying to rush to make that quick buck right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if I'm, for example, trying to buy a home, or an investment property, it more than likely would come from my consultancy business. So you follow me on social media. I recently bought a home. I'm renovating it right now. That's come from my main consultancy, which keeps the lights on. And as you discussed in your last video,
that's not the first home either.
Stop it.
This guy's a real hustler. I'll tell you, but you know what's funny? I had to explain to people before, I said, Raw, I think where that side comes from is you growing up in Jamaica. Yeah, because a lot of people don't get, like, you see that when you're born here or you're born abroad and you've lived most of your early stages of your life out there, and you've seen how hard it is to graft and grind. The moment you come out here, it's like, what seemed like hard work for most people to use, like, this is a breeze. Like, your mind state is like, you've basically been in the trenches.
Easy work, man. Right now, if you go in my bag, I've got 2 laptops. So I'm literally juggling 2 things right now. So I've got Chris, who's operational manager for Go Social Agency. He's in WeWork Hackney right now in Mare Street. Sometimes he goes Canary Wharf, and he's managing our clients, for our e-commerce clients who are needing better copyright for their website, words that sell. He's managing the Facebook campaigns right now, right? He is dealing with the leads that we're getting for our life insurance clients. But then I'm also dealing with my consultancy business, advising big companies, right? Big companies with big turnovers, multi-million-pound companies, on their commercial and their contracts, right? And like best practices, and giving them guidance and better tools and methodologies to implement and embed in their teams. So juggling both of those, it's a lot of work. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not like, my biggest thing is lack of time. And I'm at a place now where I'm trying to buy time. So I'm trying to invest now so I can get more time back. Because although I've got a bit more flexibility than being stuck in an office, right? And most people who actually work from home now, even if they have their corporate jobs, they can work from home, right? But I'm more flexible. I'll go anywhere, right? But at the same time, I still have like people who are expecting a deliverable. So I'm trying to automate. I'm trying to outsource. I'm trying to move. I don't know if you know the cash flow quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki.
I've seen it, but
exactly. Alright, so basically the cash flow quadrant, right, is either you're an E, which is an employee where you're exchanging your time for money. B, business owner, where you have a system and a team that's working for you and around the clock essentially, so you can go away and you're leveraging of other people that makes money, right? And then S, you're self-employed, so a lot of dentists, a lot of consultants like myself, and yourself, a PT, for example. When as a PT, you are self-employed, so you're still exchanging your time for money. And then I, investor, where someone like Warren Buffett, they're putting their money into stocks, they're buying companies, like big holdings in companies, and their money's working around the clock. Now me and you, we're a cross between S and B. So I'm now saying, all right, cool, how can I automate more? Like how you've set up the app now, and you've got your, you've got chisolifts.com, and then you've got the app for like meal planning. You could be sleeping, and your money's working for you, and then you can outsource it to be managed by a virtual assistant, and then you're a B. So that business is a B, but putting on parties is S. It's not really B, because although you have a team, you got your business partner. There's a lot of planning, then there's a lot of doing, and it's like it's time intensive. Do you know what I mean? But the app, for example, it might take longer to grow, just like YouTube. I mean, YouTube, it takes a long time to grow, but then eventually it gets to a place where it's semi-passive.
Remember when I was
you get what I'm trying to say?
I talked to you about when I first started this channel, and I was saying to you like, right, my goal was to get to 1K by August.
And you smashed it.
Yeah. So that was my initial goal, to get to 1K by August. So now it's like hitting that. I've kind of set higher goals, but I was like, my initial kind of like, oh yeah, what I want to be hitting like properly.
Yeah.
I've put it as 3-4 years from now. So everything until then is just literally more investing back into this.
Yes.
And bringing the right people on, the right people that could give knowledge out to people our age, younger generation, older generation, and give them like, right, there's different options where.
Facts.
I remember when we was in the park a couple of weeks ago for Jason's birthday, and we was talking about a lot of men don't realize, like how you mentioned, there's jobs that out here that pay £700 a day.
Yeah, 100%.
From where last week when Tamisha was talking about Scrum and all of them things there, and project management,
program management, Prince 2 being Prince 2,
and all of that. And it's like, remember I told you years ago I did Prince 2, but I just never took it anywhere. And that was like, that's probably like
years ago,
like 8-9 years ago. But it's like a thing that I'm like, don't people pay attention when these random ads pop up on their things, because that's how I knew about all of them things back then. But obviously I never went down that route. But I was just like, in regards to that, there's a lot of things out here, like you said, that people could be earning, especially younger ones who are up and coming that has finished uni, could do these additional courses to boost up their CV and 100%. Go into some real money. So by the time they get to our age in the 30s, they've surpassed.
Facts. Facts.
Yeah.
So there's, bro, doing this renovation right now that I'm doing, I'm realizing even as a tradesman, there's so much money. One of the guys quoted me $350 to plaster a ceiling. So there was about 4 ceilings that need to be plastered, and he said he could do 3 of them in a day. So I'm like, 369. So I said, what about if I give you £900? He said, yeah. So I'm thinking, in a day you're gonna make £900. I was just like, I'm in the wrong field.
And these times, he might probably bring.
And then I watched him. He mixed the multi-finish. Is it multi-finish? Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, guys. He mixed the multi-finish. Then he dealt that with the ceiling, and then I was like, right. And he didn't spend no money that day, because I bought KFC for everyone, bought them Guinness, and I was like, bruh. So I said, all right, I want you to do the rendering at the front. How much you gonna charge me? He said, $450, man, but for you, 2 bills. So I'm thinking, it's a 30-minute job. So I'm thinking, even as a tradesman,
there's money out there.
There's money out there, and you don't necessarily have to do a degree. So, and I'm not gonna play down any skill, because electricians, plumbers, these are all amazing skills.
And scaffolders,
crane drivers.
Crane drivers,
But if most people start as an apprentice, now, of course, if you're buying a home or you're a landlord, you need gas safety check. You need an EICR report before you move tenants in, right? So you need to have qualifications and experience to be able to even sign off certain documents, right? But plastering a ceiling, for example, doing a rewire. Oh no, you need qualification for that one. But certain little things like plumbing, like changing a washer, don't necessarily. So you can easily on a weekend do some plastering, or you can buy some skips and then get a truck and drop some skips. And the skips are literally £250 for 2 weeks for an 8-yard skip.
You see,
so I'm thinking there's so much money in trades. I'm thinking to myself, maybe on Saturday if I had time. Right now I'm not. As I said, I'm trying to win time, so I wouldn't. But earlier, if I came to this country 2008 and I could reverse, if I could start again, my eyes are even more open. So I'm like,
because the more you're around other people like that, you start to see, and when people talk to you, you start to find out things that you never knew, like, you know what I mean? Like how you mentioned where plumbers and all of that, like a few of my friends, they're plumbers, a few electricians, you know what I mean? And it's just like, like, you man got in the trades early. Real early. You know what I mean? Like even one of my friends, he's got like I wouldn't try and get him on the channel, he's got a cleaning company. And Julian's got a cleaning company, he's got a couple people that work for him. And he's all got contracts in like nursing homes and all this big contracts. And the kind of money that he sees weekly from that, it's a different level still.
Crazy.
It's crazy, because it's just the type of machinery he's using and all of that. The value's high in it, so like he's taking on big jobs where they might be like, "Raw, we need you to clean. You and your staff to clean 40 carpets in." You get me?
Yeah.
In this hospital or so, in this like nursing home. So imagine you're doing that every week.
So this is what I keep saying. So my niece, right, just turned 17.
Yeah.
She's trying to get a job, and all she just wants is money.
Yeah.
So I keep trying to explain to her that you should focus on skills, not money.
Yeah.
Because skills pay the bills.
Yeah.
Yeah? Sounds cliche and I love my little quotes. But if you have skills and you've got a skill which the economy values, you're gone.
Yeah.
Absolutely gone. Yeah. So the thing is, anyone can go out there and get a job. So I wanted money as well, so I worked in retail. Nothing wrong with working in retail. I learned a lot. I appreciate my time in retail, but I genuinely wish I focused more on skills, like maybe learning another language, learning how to play an instrument, learning a trade, because I could, for example, like just go out there on a weekend and earn a quick £300 per ceiling that I plaster, if you get what I mean. Or if I focused on being a tutor, so I actually did spend time, doing some English tuition as a side hustle. It was a good money earner. Times were hard and I just had to do what I had to do, right? And hustlers are gonna hustle. I registered online and I hustled and I made money doing it, right? So all I'm saying is, if you focus on skills and not just money and need-based businesses or things that people are always gonna need, right? Evergreen, like, do you get what I'm trying to say? You will always be in demand. Like, do you get what I mean? So people are always gonna want to lose weight. People are always gonna want to be stronger. People are always gonna want to take care of their mental health. People are always gonna want to look good and like attract the opposite sex. So you're always gonna have business. You can't automate that. Like, you can go and do online courses and stuff, but it's not the same. Like, the interaction you get with your clients, you get what I'm trying to say? Like, right, people are always gonna want to eat out. Even if you're going through a recession or times are hard, you're gonna want to go out and have some entertainment. So there's certain things people are always gonna need, and the same applies to skills. So definitely think skills pays the bills, and boy, passion. I don't even want to talk about passion because I've got a lot to say on passion. Boy, if you follow your passion sometimes, boy, you don't always pay, man.
For instance, I started playing basketball on Sundays, and sometimes I play during the week, once a week now again, and I stopped playing in 2008, and some of my brethren are still playing, and like everyone was just like, "Raw, he was one of the ones who used to love it the most. Why did you stop playing?" I said, "Raw, 2008, I turned 23 that year. Literally, I just remember before turning 23, I was like, mate, I'm not getting paid to do this." And I was like, I'm not trying to, no offense to my brothers in the BBL, I was like, raw, unless they'd gone to school in America and come back, they weren't gonna get paid good wages. So I was like, raw. I remember that time I was working in Carphone warehouse from 07 to about mid 08, and I was saying to the man, I'm like, raw, from commission alone. So I remember my wages was like, it's like £900 a month, but all my wages went to tax. Because my commission was always, I was killing commission. Like, I was basically like getting every day on average 2-3 contracts, banging bare pay as you goes. There was a thing back then called box breaking. So box breaking is basically you have these Afghans who come and they want to buy like phones and Pakistani guys who come and they want to buy phones to send home for their businesses. So they'll buy 100 phones in one go.
Oh shit.
So all us man,
contracts as well, or just
no, pay as you goes. So all us man would just share it around the whole shop. And if you know you're gonna get £2 on the system per phone, that's £40 a day from these men running up in all the phone shops. So you got £40 a day from that. You might do 2 contracts, that's another 80. Then random pay as you go customers, boom, 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 boom. So at the end of the day shift, you're finishing with like 120. Imagine you're just 23 years old, you're making 120 every day, 5 days a week. That's 6 days. Plus your basic, plus on our days off, Osman used to come early, bang a couple contracts and just leave. So by the end of the month now, you're seeing like 3K a month.
Ooh,
you get what I'm saying?
Nice.
But that's just that. The Afghans as well, we're paying you £3 per phone, because you're only meant to sell, by law apparently, you're only meant to sell 2 pairs of goals a year to a person. But them phone shops at the time wanted to make money.
Of course.
And if you weren't hitting your targets, you get me? Like, you was under pressure, so you was trying to push. The Afghans were giving you money. Then I had another little hustle that I used to run with customers. I used to say to customers, like, listen, like, they'll come and buy phones and they won't want to trade in their old phone. So I'll tell the customers, like, I got a hustle for you. I was like, I'll buy a whole bunch of old phones from the Afghans. They always had old dusty phones. So like, instead of them sometimes giving me money, I just said, give me all the old dusty phones you have. And all I'll do is, when a customer comes, I'll be like, alright, cool. You ain't gonna get a trade up for your phone because you don't want to give me your phone. So this is what I'll do. I'll do trading for you. I said, right, let's make quick money. The trading is $150. You buy a pay-as-you-go phone, $150 as an extra bonus onto your contract. I said, you see the man across the road, give him the phone, he's gonna give you money. They'll give him $150. I said, yeah, there's my drink, half of it, thank you, bye. So like that. Yeah, so I said, that £75 you got, that's gonna cover your first 3 months of your contract. So now you've got a phone, you've got £75 cash that you didn't have to do. So all that's there happening is my customers start getting me customers. So everyone's thinking, rah, how come my man's always busy? I was like, rah, I'm busting customers in money. Yeah. Because they didn't have a phone to trade up. So I'm like, I pay for the trade up phone, but they're busting me in money. So at the time when I used to do raves, the man was like, rah, every time you lot out, you was raving Kojo at the time. I was busting shamps. I was like, it was my side money from these little hustles. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Wow. So at one point, the little hustles was making as much as the wages, but I was spending crazy, bro. Yeah, I basically, like, at that age, I lived in Selfridges. Like, every weekend, new grams. Yeah, one of my brethren met his wife from us always going. Yes. Yeah, you know what I mean? So I remember, like, his wife and all your receipts used to work at Selfridges then, and we always used to go Selfridges all the time. But a lot of that came from doing the working at Thingy, being smart and making the customers money, making my money from that, and at the same time doing raves at the same time. So